Just waiting for more people to come in here. Let me know that you guys are here. If you are in here, give me a shout out. Let me know that you're here. Put this right here for a second, for 1 second. What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live Show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by, man. It's truly appreciated, right? So, as you see by the ticket here, the Knicks lost last night, 104 to 108. Yeah, tough loss. Tough loss, right? So when you guys get in here, let me know that you're in here so we can kind of rap about it and talk about it. Yeah. You guys get in here, let me know that you are in here so we can kind of talk about it, please. Let me know when you get up in here so we can discuss it, we can rap about it. Definitely rap about it. So yes, just let me know when you guys get in here so we can discuss it, man. A lot of things to touch on. A lot of stuff to kind of go over in regards to everything. So, yeah, you guys get in here. But listen, I want to appreciate you guys coming by, man. I truly do. It was crazy yesterday, man. It was crazy. I was extremely frustrated. My live wasn't going through. So it stinks because, you know, for me, I want to be able to reach out to the people, right? I want to be able to talk about the game, go on a live stream, and sometimes, I'm doing this by myself, so a lot of times I don't have the crew that a lot of people have, right? I don't have that, so I'm just doing it just me, which is cool, but I'm just saying, so sometimes it can be frustrating, right? When certain things don't go right and you're trying to figure things out and you're unable to really kind of, chop it up with a lot of people, right? In regards to how things played out last night, which was a very weird game. Very, very weird, right? So, yeah, it was weird. That's why, I definitely have to touch with y'all because we really got to chop it up to discuss, exactly what happened last night. I have a lot of perspective on that. A lot. But just let me know that you guys are here. When you get here, just, let me know that you I can kind of see who's in the building, so we can definitely chop it up. Kind of let's get this thing rolling, man. But of course, everybody's talking about Wembanyama, of course, right? As I sip my tea. It's good. I don't know, man. We got to see how this guy can hold up, right? Wembanyama, right? He's supposed to be the next unicorn, right? Excuse me as I sip my tea. So we got to see, man. I mean, the NBA is a long season, man. I don't, a lot of people are kind of anointing him, and they make it seem like, okay, he's the guy, he's the next guy. I don't know about that. I don't know. We got to see how he can, handle, the 82-game season, right? And the playoffs. Can his body handle that pounding? Pause. If you're from New York City, you know what time it is with that, right? Can he handle the rigorous schedule? Can he deal with, Atlantic Lion, what's going on, man? How you doing, man? I appreciate you coming through. Listen, man, how's it looking? Is it better now? Give me a thumbs up, man. Because, it was crazy yesterday. I was tight. I was highly, highly, highly upset. So is it lagging or we good? We get out there on the side of things, let me know, man. Give me a thumbs up and say, yo, LV, we good. It's looking good. I don't think it's lagging. Doesn't seem like it's lagging. Oh, man, that's what I'm talking about. I appreciate that, man. See? Appreciate that. All right, so listen, man. Look. Before I got... Before I kind of get into the next stuff, I was kind of, chopping on this, Wembanyama thing, right? This guy, I think he's a great player, right? I think he's good. But is he going to be able to hold up for the whole 82-game season with that body on that frame? Right? Because he's an agile guy. He's not a big, lumbering big man. Remember, he had injury problems over there in Europe. So, and we saw what the injury bug did to Porzingis when he was with the Knicks the first time around, right? The issue with him was that can he handle an 82-game season, night in, night out? Can he, with his limbs, right? Can his body withstand that? Pause. Right? Can he handle that? I don't know. He looks like a unicorn out there, man. He looks like something we've never seen before. Never seen. So I don't know if he can handle going through a whole season. Travel. One night you're in Dallas. Next night you're in Chicago, right? I mean, is he going to be able to handle that? Is he going to play back-to-backs? What does that look like for him? I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think they're jumping the gun a little bit with this kid. I think they really are. I mean, I like him. I think he's solid. But I just don't know, right? We get all these guys. Remember, Porzingis was supposed to be the next thing, right? It took Dirk a while to get kind of acclimated with this league. He wasn't nice right off the jump, right? So it took Dirk a while. Dirk was the first, right? He was the first of his kind. Be big like that, shooting threes, agile, right? He was the first. Yeah, he's a freak, man. He's trying to stay working, he's trying to stay healthy. I know. But how big was Dirk? What was Dirk? 7 feet? 7 feet even, right? I think he was exactly 7 feet, or maybe 6'11", right? Because he's about the same height as KG, right? About 7 feet. He was the first. From Europe, of course. This guy is different. What is he, 7'5"? He looks like he's 7'10", man. I mean, he looks huge. He's all arms and legs. He's like Manute Bol on steroids. What was Manute Bol? 7'7"? So I don't know. So we got to see what he's going to be. Dirk was 7 feet, right? That's what I'm saying. Dirk was 7 feet. This kid is, I think, is 7'5". Porzingis is 7'3". Porzingis was struggling. He was struggling to stay healthy with the Knicks, man. He couldn't stay healthy. And I don't know, has Porzingis played an 82-game season without getting hurt? I don't think he's played a full season ever. He might have played like a lot of games, maybe like 70 games or 60 games, but I don't think he played a full schedule without sitting out because of injury. So I don't know, man. Now, about the Knicks. Okay, before I jump off the deep end here, right? Let's be honest. There is a thing called rust, right? There's a thing called trying to shake off the cobwebs, right? That is a real thing. It's very true. But I would have thought that certain guys would have been a lot more sharper, right? Brunson he didn't look like himself. But then there was times and moments where he showed flashes. I love what I saw from RJ. Love what I saw from IQ. And to be honest with you, I love what I saw from everybody. But what I didn't love is what I saw from our All-Star. Yeah, I said it as I sip my tea. I didn't love what I saw from our All-Star. I don't want to go on a tangent on him just yet. All right, just give me a minute. Not yet. Because it's game one. So once again, like I stated, right? Got the cobwebs. Got all these things going on. Right? You got a lot of issues. And issues meaning like, it's a lot of nervousness, right? It is. This is market one. Everyone is at the game. Everyone. Who's who was there? Judge was even there. He should be in the playoffs, but Judge was even there. You had a couple of Jets players there. So Whoopi Goldberg. You name them, they were there last night. Of course, Spike. It's a different type of juice when you play in that arena. And it's opening night, prime time game, 7 o'clock. All eyes are on you. You would think these guys would be used to it now, right? But you never get used to it. Never. You never get used to it. See, either you got the ice water in your veins or you don't. And what I saw last night is I saw a lot of nervousness. I saw sweaty palms. Pause. If you're from New York City, you guys know what I mean by when I say that. That's what I saw last night. So guys had the rock and they were slipping out of their hands. They trying to go for dunks and slipping out their hands. Looking unsure of themselves. Once again, I've said this 1,000 times. Let's make this 1,001. This is the heaviest jersey to wear in the league. The heaviest. The most pressure. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's the first game of the season, if it's the finals, or if it's the middle of February and you're fighting for a playoff spot. That's how it is in the city. Period. So to me, that's what I saw last night. But you know who I didn't see that from? I didn't see that from that guy that they should have paid. Yeah, he's got a point to prove. He looks like Aaron Judge 2.0 when Aaron Judge wanted that big contract. He said now contract talks are over, so I don't got to worry about it anymore. Now I just got to focus on my play. And I'm gonna talk about that a little bit more too. I'm gonna really get into that because the Knicks made a mistake. They made a huge mistake not locking him in. And that's Immanuel Quickley I'm speaking of, people. Big mistake. He seemed ready to go. He seemed like he was in mid-season form. He was skipping, screaming into the crowd, being IQ. He looked like he was ready to go and ready to prove a point, right? Ready to prove a point. Ready to prove that I deserve, what I'm asking. I'm hearing from guys like Fred Katz, the Knicks wanted to offer him anywhere between 15 to 20. And I heard they weren't even close. So what number is IQ asking for? What number? So I'm worried about that. The other person who I was extremely impressed by was RJ. His stat line wasn't great. I think he was 8 for 20. I'll bring up the stats in a minute. But he was aggressive going to that Baja. He looked good from the line. All in all, he had 24 points, same as IQ. But Barrett came to play. He's another one that feels like he's got something to prove. People forget about him, right? People dismiss him. They were destroying him last year because of how he played. Rightfully so. He didn't have the best of seasons. But I think he's solid. He's a solid wing. And he's a big wing. Strong. I saw him warming up this year. Not even warming up, excuse me. I saw him with workouts this year. Like a video recording of him. And he looks like he got bigger, man. He came into the league 6'6", 6'7". He looks like he's about 6'8", 6'9". Remember, guys, people don't stop growing, especially athletes, until they're about 21, 22. Remember, we got him as a young pup. He might have grown a couple of inches. Pause. MBIC, what's going on, man? Peace. I appreciate you coming by, rocking with your boy LV, man. Hey, I apologize about the technical difficulties yesterday, man. I was extremely frustrated because I really wanted to reach out to my people to really chop it up about what the game was yesterday. Thomas Banks, what's going on, man? Salute. I appreciate you coming by. But rocking with me, man. Appreciate you guys. I was so frustrated yesterday. I could not, react, get in touch with y'all in regards to the outcome of the game because I got a lot of things I want to touch on. But yeah, RJ looked like he was ready to go. RJ looked good. RJ looked ready to go. Like I said, even though he was 8 for 20, he was great from the foul line. He was attacking. And what I love, too, is he was hitting timely buckets when buckets were needed. And even though he was getting blocked by Porzingis, I like the fact that he was challenging Porzingis. Everybody that's in here, right? NBIC says this team is not making the playoffs. If you guys weren't with me last season, if you're new here, please hit the like, share, subscribe button, please. NBIC is a diehard Knicks fan. But he does not like Tibbs. He wants Tibbs out of here. And when I mean out of here, I mean he wants him shipped far from the Garden. Like, to Seattle. He wants him out of here. Me, I'm a little different. For winning, I'm happy. NBIC feels that it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time before Tibbs blows up the ship. And NBIC, I will say this, though. I got to give you your props. I saw it last night. He should not have subbed out RJ, because that's what I'm talking about right now, how RJ was playing well last night. If RJ would have stayed in, because he subbed RJ out, I think it was 7 minutes left in the fourth. If he would have kept RJ in, we win that game last night. RJ was on. Now, he kept IQ in, but he subbed out RJ. I don't know why. He should have kept RJ in, let RJ cook. He started heating up a little bit. Drawing fouls, getting to the line. So I will say that to you, NBIC. I do agree Tibbs messed up in that aspect. So, RJ played well. Who I also thought played well, who I liked, was Hart coming off the bench again. Big Mitch couldn't move his feet. Struggling with Porzingis. But Hart came in with a little bit of toughness. I believe he had 8 boards. Like I said, I'll bring up the stats in a minute. He had 8 boards. He had 5 offensive. Hart was banging in there. Was banging. Looking good. Then you got Josh Hart. I thought he was good in there too. Active. Thought DiVincenzo was one of those guys that was a little nervous, right? One of the Nova boys. I think he was a little nervous too. Now, let me get to the top dogs, right? Now, Brunson, it's really, really hard for me to really even get bothered by his performance because of what he did last year for this team. The way he carried them by himself, with a little help from RJ, to almost making it to the conference finals. So with him coming out first game of the season, a little shaky. It's okay. Brunson's a rising star in this league. Is he a bona fide elite superstar? He's not yet. So it's okay, right? Remember, guys, he's had 2 great seasons, 2 great playoff seasons with the Mavs and us. But he still has not become an all-star. So, you give him that leeway. Well, you know where I'm going with this, right? You know who I'm not giving any leeway to. Any. You know, we're going to need him. We're going to need this guy that I'm about to talk about. But he knows we're going to need him. And this is why I said it on one of my shows. Us losing Obi really hurt. Really, really, really hurt because this guy doesn't feel any pressure. He doesn't feel any heat on his back. Pause. He doesn't. So now he knows he can kind of lollygag, chew his gum like he was doing last night, and just not bring it. You see, the frustrating part about Randall is that he's got all the talent in the world. Everyone knows that. Everyone speaks of it. Everyone discusses it. Everyone says how good Randall is. Thomas Banks said we need to start IQ. We can't. Can't start IQ, Thomas. I will tell you why in 1 second. As soon as I'm done ranting on this guy. I'm going to tell you why we can't start IQ. If you're an all-star, and you're a two-time All-NBA, and an all-star 2 out of the last 3 seasons, you should be performing at a high clip. It goes like this, guys. If you're that guy, your game travels. It doesn't matter if you're playing in the church league. It doesn't matter if you're playing in Dykeman in the summer. It doesn't matter if you're playing in the finals. Your game is the same. It doesn't matter if it's the beginning of the season, the middle of the season, or the end of the season. You guys catch my drift, right? That's how the greats do. You saw Tatum last night, right? Tatum is an elite player. There's a difference. You can see it. There's a difference. Tatum was doing whatever he wanted. There was nobody out there that could check him. And this guy was letting Drew Holiday check him. That's a good 5 inches smaller than him. Pause. Drew Holiday, man. Rondo, what's going on, man? My people's rolling. I appreciate everybody coming through, man. I missed you guys yesterday. I apologize. Technical difficulties. Insane, man. Insane. Had your man LV tight. I was tight last night. I did a short, but I was tight, man. But I got everything rocking and rolling, so it looks like we're good. So Tatum had to go because he's one of the elite players. But this guy had Drew Holiday on him, couldn't do nothing. Get him in the box. Take him down low. Draw a foul. He can't do nothing with you, man. You're too big. Pause. Yeah, Rondo, they did have a good game. Tatum is different, man. Tatum is different. Tatum is now one of the elite players in the league. You saw it last night. And so this is why I hold Randall to such a high standard. Because you see Tatum, right? Tatum's an all-star. He's an all-NBA guy. That's how all-NBA guys look against the top teams all the time. It doesn't matter who they play. That's how they look. Randall looked like a good player, an average to good player last night. But the problem is that he wears the jacket, right? He wears the jacket of me being an all-star, of me being a two-time All-NBA. He wears that jacket. So when it's opening night, we expect you to perform. Tatum is top 10 in the league, absolutely. Definitely, Thomas. So we expect you to perform at a high clip, man. That's what we expect. And so with him not doing that's the frustration, right? That's the frustration with him. It's not that the guy's not talented. He's uber talented. We all know that. But the problem is that he just does not deliver. And it's like whenever he plays against top talent, he shrinks. He does. And so that's why I worry about this team. I do. And that's why I did my video, if you guys go check it out, on why Obi. That's a big, big worry for me. Because if Randall has an off night, we have nobody coming in to help out with that. Or I got one better. If Randall goes down with an injury, we're in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. We have nobody coming off that bench that is a legit 6'10 to 6'9 that can get rebounds, block shots, and can score. We have nobody. Ronald says, I agree. Tatum was the best on the floor. We looked better than average, but I felt the same as I did when he played in Miami in the playoffs last season. Yeah, Tatum is, once again, like I stated, Rondo, Tatum's game travels. It doesn't matter. He's one of the elites. And it doesn't matter who he does it against. He does it against everybody, anybody. And if he sees a mismatch, if he sees a mismatch, right, he's going to take it to him. Pause. He's gonna get busy, man. He's not gonna play around with it. He's not. He's gonna dominate you. And that's the frustration I have with our guy, who's our all-star and our all-NBA guy. Now I know most people are gonna say this, right? Chill, LV. It's game one. Relax. They play tomorrow night, Atlanta. I know. But my worry with him more than anything is the fact that whenever there's top teams, he just does not seem to prevail. Now, yeah, tomorrow night, you know what? He's going to get busy because he's playing Atlanta. They're not good. He's got Trae Young. They're average, middle of the road team. They play Detroit. He's going to get busy. He's going to put up numbers. But when we play Milwaukee, he's going to fold up. And that's my issue with him. Then you say, oh, yeah, but look what he did at Atlanta. He put up numbers. Put up 40. Put up 38 against Detroit. Yeah, I know, man. But, yo, man, when we play against the top teams, because that's who I'm judging us by. Because, honestly, guys, the Knicks didn't play that good last night. They didn't. And we only lost by 4. We were leading at one point in this game. That's how good we are, man. I think we are a legit number 3 seed in the East. If anybody disagrees, please put thumbs down. As I sip my tea. That's good. It's good stuff. Yo, Gravity, what's going on, man? All my peoples are coming back. What's going on? Salute to the whole crew, man. Everybody's coming back. What's going on, Gravity? We are back, locked and loaded, man, ready to go. Once again, I apologize about yesterday, man. I was trying to do the live. Technical difficulties, man. Your boy LB doesn't have a crew. It's just me by myself. I'm dolo, which is good. That's how I like it anyway. But I'm just saying, so I had to fix it, man. I was doing it all day, messing around with this thing, and I got it rocking and rolling, ready for you guys, because I got to talk to my peoples, man. Number 3 for sure. See? Yep. See? Gravity feels number 3 seed. I think we're better than Cleveland. We proved it. I think we're better than Brooklyn. Who else? Who else is there? Miami? I think we're better than Miami. They lost all those pieces last week. This year. Oh, NBIC. This is my guy. Let me see what he says. He said thumbs down. He says, come on, man. I had 4 more fingers to give you more. Wow, look at that. Look at that, man. NBIC's not feeling it. NBIC feels that they're not going to make the playoffs. think he's reaching, but I know his frustration. Where's BKLA? LV wasn't live just like Brunson and Randall shots. I know, man. It's crazy. Crazy, Wiz. Crazy. NBIC, we are small. No. Okay. You're absolutely right. We are small. That, pause. But that's a big concern. Losing Obi was bigger than what people think. It really was. I felt they should have kept him, but, there was a lot of issues going on last year, guys. A lot of issues, more than what we thought. If it was something they felt they could handle, Obi would still be here. But it was obviously something that was bad, right? Maybe Tibbs was pushing for him to leave. I don't know. But that argument in Miami last year that Fred Katz put out was bad. That was not bad and was not good in that locker room from what I heard. So I think they had to. I think they were forced to. I think their hands were forced to move off of Obi. To me, which I don't like. I don't agree with that. Ronald says, yeah, Randall looked the same. RJ showed improvement. Right. What happened to Mitch? More of the same for Mitch. You know what, Rondo? Mitch has a hard time with bigs that can move like that, man. Porzingis is different. He when he's healthy, he's the truth. So he's a tough check. That's why I think when iHeart came in, it really helped. The game changed after that, right? Porzingis was having a harder time getting his shot off, but when you go and double Tatum, you leave him open. And a great player like that can knock it down. Brunson is not AI. No, listen, I agree. He's not. But we don't know what Brunson is yet. If he does what he did last year, we got something cooking here. But I do agree with you, NBIC. We do have to get bigger. We do have to get size. I agree with that. Okay, Rondo. If Obi becomes an all-star, I want someone fired. You know what? I think he will become an all-star. His talent is through the roof, man. He's uber talented, man. He just needs a place to show it, to showcase what he could do. NBIC, we never replaced our bigs, Reddish and Toppin. Agreed. Once again, right? Those are three mistakes that they made. Right? Three mistakes they made was letting go of Reddish, the way they did, how they did him, that was Tibbs. What they did to Obi, and what they just did to IQ, right? They're not giving him that money. It's a bad move, man. A bad move. A bad move. A bad move not giving IQ that money. You saw what he did last night, right? How do you not pay him? He's gone. He's not coming back. I'm telling you right now, he's going to get top dollar when next summer comes around. The Knicks going to come to the table talking about 24. Someone's going to say, yo, man, we're going 27. Knicks not going to be willing to do that. They're not going to be willing to pay him top dollar. Someone is, though. And they're going to make him a starter. Gravity said, we need to make that Embiid trade happen if the rumor is true. I don't know, Gravity. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. We're giving up everybody for him, man. Who's left? We ain't going nowhere. If they said Randall and Mitch, okay. And picks. And Fourier, okay. Dude, they want Randall, RJ, Mitch, Fourier, and picks for that guy, man. He's 30 years old. No way, man. No way I do that. And he's injury prone. As good as he is, he's injury prone. Sip my tea. You guys are rocking and rolling tonight, man. I missed you guys, man. I missed you guys. Feels good to be back here, man, with y'all. It really does. Okay, NBIC. You don't replace the youth when there is a problem with the coach. You get rid of the coach, especially if Tibbs 10 games below 500 in the playoffs. Yo, NBIC, man, listen, I ain't gonna lie, man. You be letting off some cannons. That was a hollow tip, man. And you have a valid point. You do. That's why I'm telling you, they're in a lot of trouble right now if things don't work out. If Obi becomes an all-star, IQ goes to Utah or San Antonio that needs a point guard and becomes an all-star. Bad moves by the Knicks. Bad moves. Okay, Gravity says Mitch, RJ, and Fournier. No, I'm not giving up RJ. He's young. I'll give up Mitch, Randall, and Fourier with picks. That's what I would do. They're getting an all-star forward, a big man that blocks shots, a guy that can knock down shots, and a whole bunch of picks. RJ's not as proven as Randall. That's what I would use. Knicks said they only letting 3 players go with the picks. After you let those 3 go, you can give Quick his bag. I like that. Well, to me, that's what they got to do. But they got to make sure it's not RJ. He's young, man. You got to keep him. Especially what I saw last night. He's going to have a big season. I think he's going to be fine this year. I think he's starting to get an understanding of his game and what he needs to do. I like the youth. Okay. Ronald says, I would rather Zach LaVine than Embiid. Send IQ to Chicago. For Zach LaVine, no. No. Rondo, you my guy, man. No. No. I'm not doing Zach LaVine. He's got knee problems too. Just like Lonzo Ball. I don't know what's going on in Chicago and the water out there, but those guys got knee issues. He's got knee issues too. He had a good season last year, but prior to that, remember, he's got knee problems. Okay, NBIC. The Knicks' problem is simple. They keep listening to Tibbs instead of developing the team. We have no superstars. We are a team collectively. Tibbs ruined this team with his nonsense. Leon and Tibbs are close. That is the truth. When Leon came here, that was the guy he wanted because that's his boy. He represented Tibbs. We understand all that. So, to your point, I'm agreeing with you now, sir. Me and you go back and forth a lot, but I'm agreeing with you. Leon is in some hot water right now. And he better hope and pray things balance out and things work out. Because if they don't, and Obi's gone, IQ's gone, and you don't get a big trade for a big-time star, and you get knocked out in the first round of playoffs, so you don't make the playoffs, it's gonna be smoking the city, man. Atlantic Lion says, don't send IQ anywhere. Yo, don't, man. Don't. But I don't know, man. Atlantic Lion, I think he's gone, man. I think he's leaving. He's gonna get the bag. A team is gonna pay him because they need a point guard. They see what he could do. You saw him last night. I don't know how the Knicks don't give him what he wants, man. Or saw what he was and said, yo, we got to pay this kid because if not, he's going to walk. But they're basically going to let him walk for nothing. I think they're not judging the market right? Because when you see the market now, right? You see all these guys getting all this big time money, right? You see the guys, you see McDaniels out there with Timberwolves getting big time money, right? Get 136, right? You see the other kid out there in San Antonio, Vassell, right? Vassell, I think that's his name. He's another big wing, about 6'6", 6'5", long, athletic. He got a big bag, right? So you see these guys getting this type of money. And they're average players. They're not IQ, man. And the reason why they're getting money because they're big, they're long, they're wings, and they can defend. And they can score, too. You still need a point guard, man. And the way the league is, this is point guard driven. IQ's going to get a lot of money, man. So I don't know what are they thinking. Someone's getting bad advice there. Because I would have signed him last year. Gravity says, I agree. Randall instead of RJ, exactly. Because Gravity, you gotta send something that the way they can probably get back a guy that's gonna put up points to help them keep their team steady. RJ is gonna average between 19 and 20, 23. Randall's a good 25 and 10. So that's a good cover for Embiid, and him and Embiid are around the same age too. And you get a rim protector in Big Mitch. But that's only if the Sixers aren't trying to make that push. NBIC says, Leon is Tibbs' special counsel instead of the team president. Really bad moves being made. NBIC, you got good points, man. You got good points tonight. You on fire, man. It's been a long time, my guy. I see you back ready to go. You pulling out. Block guy. You like, yo, man, I'm letting them off. I'm letting him off tonight. Tired of Tibbs. Yeah, man, you got a valid point, man. I can't even. I'm trying to go back and forth with you, but I can't. Because in my mind, I'm feeling the same way. Based on some of these moves. Ronald says, I don't know about Zach. Yeah, I don't know about Zach neither, man. I like his game, but I don't trust his injury history. I just don't. For what the type of money, he's making big money out there in Chicago, man. NBIC said Embiid is a poor man's Patrick Ewing. He's a little bit better than Pat, man. He's a little bit better than Pat. And I love Pat. You know what I mean? I'm New York City through and through, but he's a little bit better than Pat. Pat didn't get no MVP, man. Embiid is, it's just, you know, you need pieces with him. And if you give up everything, you're not going to have that. We should have thrown him the bag. Right now, San Antonio's probably going to throw. I'm telling you, Atlantic Lion agreed. San Antonio's is what people are watching what he's doing. What made excuse me. What made IQ blow up was last year that game in Boston, prime time, right? Because he was playing against Brogdon, right? So it was Brogdon who was up for the Sixth Man of the Year, and people felt that he was going to get it, and then IQ exploded in that game, and they said, whoa, what about this kid in New York? And when Brunson was down last year, guys, go back and do the numbers. When Brunson was down last year, and IQ was starting, he was averaging 22.5 points. I'm going to say that again as I sip my tea. He was averaging 22.5 points. As I sip my tea. That put the league on notice. So he's proven he could start. He could be a point guard. So imagine if he has leeway to do him. Nobody holding him back. Tibbs not holding back nobody. He could do him. He's running the show. It's his show. I think he's got a high upside, man. Remember, guys, he's still young. He's only 24. NBIC, they should have went for Zion. The Duke boys better than Foreman. Yo, why you calling for the Nova boys, man? They ain't do nothing, man. They out here playing. They out here hooping. We got overhyped bench players. NBIC. All right, okay. Now you're getting out of line. Who's overhyped, man? Josh Hart's not overhyped, man. He's a perfect glue guy for what it is we like to do. Everything changed when Josh Hart came. I disagree with that. Who else? DiVincenzo, he had a great season last year with Golden State. And Brunson's overhyped? Come on, NBIC. Come on, man. I like the Nova boys more. Them boys are hard fight. Right, I do, man. They know how to win. Last night, the Knicks could have pulled out a gritty win. He just made it bad. He should have never took out RJ, man. RJ was kind of like, he was feeling it. Atlanta Lion, we ain't making the playoffs with bench players. Okay. Okay, NBIC. Who is a bench player? Who? Brunson's a bench player? RJ's a bench player? When Randall wakes up, he's a bench player? He's not a bench player. He's a two-time All-Star, man. Two-time All-NBA. I have my issues with him, but Randall can ball. He ain't no bum. He just got to get out of his head or whatever he's doing. He's chewing gum last night. Who knows with the guy? But he is no bum. He's not a bench player. He would not play the bench on any team in this league. Atlantic Lions said that we made the second round. Yeah, we made the second round with these guys. Against a really good Cleveland team. Hell no. Pat showed up in the playoffs. Can't say the name. Say the same for Embiid. Can you say injury prone? Listen, I agree with that, man. I agree. Pat, come on. Pat is an all-time great, man. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. But Embiid is tough, man. Embiid is tough, man. He's tough. He's tough. He got the shimmy. He got the dream shake. He got the step back. Pat didn't have none of that, man. I love Pat, but he ain't had that. And Embiid's a little bit bigger than Pat, too. Pat was a legit 7 feet, 7 1. Embiid's a little bigger, man. He's an enforcer down there. Embiid, I love Pat. But Pat doesn't have the offensive game that Embiid does. Embiid's got the moves, man. He's a total package out there. He can hit threes. Pat couldn't hit threes, man. He couldn't do that. Bench pieces. We aren't winning with them dudes. We are. What? Oh. We are deviating from them play. Okay. Think about it. Randall and Brunson had a bad game yesterday, and we only lost by 4 against arguably the best team in the East. Absolutely. Big year, 3 leap for Grimes on the way to. You know what? Grimes' biggest issue, he's got to knock down that shot. He's got to knock down that shot. With that being said, let's take a look. Let me see here. Here's the stats, right, from the game, right? Let's go and take a look. We see Tatum, right? We see Tatum here. Let's take a look, right? We're going to go down here. All right. What was Grimes? Grimes shot 50% from 3, man. He had 11. 4 for 7 from the field. 3 for 6 from 3. Grimes looked good, man. Grimes was knocking it down. Grimes is knocking it down. I like his stats here, man. I like his stats. His stats are solid. Right? Where's BK? Let's be objective. And also acknowledge that Brown and Drew also had bad games. So they could say that they won without 2 of their stars. You know what? Agreed, Wiz. Agreed. But Brunson wasn't Brunson. And last time Brunson played Drew Holiday last year, he gave him 38. 38 was cooking him. So, offensively, they're not going to really need – Drew can score, but they're not going to really need much from him this year offensively. Because Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, they take a lot of shots, man. They take a lot of shots. You got to understand, he was the third option in Milwaukee, right? With Middleton and Greek Freak, right? He was the third option. Here, he's the fourth option. Right? I mean, look at Brunson, right? Brunson was 6 for 21, 3 for 8 from 3. See, 3 for 8 for 3, that's when he started cooking in the second half. He started kind of feeling it a bit. But what I don't like from Brunson, right, is look at the free throws, man. He lived on the free throw line last year. What I love right there from RJ, you see right there, right, 6 for 7 from the line from RJ. That's what I love to see. See, that's what it's going to change the game for RJ, because last year he was missing those and he was only scored 18, 19. I think he's going to do well from the line this year, and I think this year, you see where he's averaging 24, I think that number's going to be around there for him. I think it's between 22 and 24 this year. That's what I think for RJ. His numbers. That's what I think. Yeah, Jaylen Brown was bad yesterday. But but Jaylen Brown kind of struggles against us, man, because he's got to guard Randall, and at times he's got to guard RJ, right? So he's got to lock in. He's dealing with a lot of different players, and then sometimes he might have to check up and check Brunson at the top of the key, right? It's a lot for him to do defensively. Tatum don't really guard anybody. Tatum might float around and guard Grimes. They don't really want him playing defensively against anybody. So he kind of falls back and takes rest on defense. You know what I'm saying? So, but Brown, they want him to play because he can play D. So they want him to defend a lot of wing guys. Him and Drew Holiday to lock in and White, right? They want those three boys really playing defense. Tatum, they want him floating. They don't really want him really getting to, They don't want him getting foul trouble. Listen, Brunson is injury prone. Randall's a head case. No show in the playoffs, and please stop with the second round win. Tibbs beat the only coach with a worse record than him in the playoffs. MBIC, I see your points. But Brunson had an amazing season last year, man. I don't see why that would go down. He's not injury prone. Like he played majority of games last year. He played majority of games last year. He did. You gotta be honest. He did. So I think he'll be fine this year. Randall being a head case. I can't even argue with that. I want to, but I can't. You got a good point there. But with having IQ and what IQ can do for our last season with him, because it will be our last season with him, I see us doing big things. And IQ being who he was last year really helped us in a lot of key games. That's also a good point. Knicks couldn't hit a big free throw. That's what really sold the game for us. Yeah, we were terrible from the line. Let's take a look here. What were we for the line? Let's go down to the stats here. We shot 53% from the line. 14 for 26, man. I mean, come on. Come on, man. And we shot 37% from the field. I mean, come on. That's the ball game, man. That's the ball game right there. Period. Offensively, Drew was off while Randall did well with rebounds and assists. I want to keep it real. If everyone performed to their 22-23 season average, it is still a close game. Wiz, agreed. Wiz, here's the issue. And I'm going to be so honest with you when I say this, right? You know why the Celtics lost 3 times to us last year? As I sip my tea. Because they have nobody. And I mean nobody for Randall. When Randall wants to play, when he wants to get out of his head or whatever he's thinking, like he's on the perimeter too much. That's another thing. When he wants to play, they have nobody for him. Nobody. He was bullying the Celtics last year. Bullying the Cavs. That's when he wants to play. To MBIC's point, when he's not a head case, like when he gets out of his head, they have nobody for Randall. We have a couple of guys that could slow Tatum down somewhat. We did it last year. We have a couple of guys that could slow Brown down. You saw it last night. We have somebody for Drew Holiday who's a solid offensive player, but their main top dog is Tatum. Porzingis is streaky. So, yes, he had a good game, yes, but he's streaky too. They have nobody. I mean, nobody for Randall. Randall could do what he wants, and that's the frustration with him. NBIC. The problem that I have with the Knicks fans is we always talk about players' individual games. We have no one on this team that can take the team on their back and carry us. At 5, a 5'10" ain't doing it. I don't think he's 5'10", dude. I think he's a legit 6 feet. As I sip my tea. Should have played Fourier against Boston, yo. Atlantic Lion, I agree. They should let him play like 5-10 minutes. Fournier is kind of he burned himself, man, by his comments, man. He should have never said that stuff. I mean, but you know, but to in defense of Fourier, I would feel the same way, man, if I want to play. Now I know a lot of people say, "Look, man, you're getting paid all that money. What does it matter?" But it matters to a point where when does it get to the point to where you have, let's say, you got $10 million in the bank, right? But you did everything you're supposed to do. You paid all your bills. You bought all the cars you want, right? But you're doing something that you love. But you're not able to perform and do what it is that you love because people don't believe in you anymore. So you just got to sit on the bench. So it's like you're earning money, but you ain't really earning it because you're just sitting on the bench just collecting dust. Like, so you don't feel like you're doing anything. You feel like you're not even living your dream. You feel like you can't even really, work on your craft. So you're working on your game. You're doing all this for what? To sit the bench? These guys are still competitors, man. They still want to get out there and play against the best. So don't get me wrong. I think part of the season he probably was like, yo, man, I'm still getting paid, whatever. But then the team start winning, the team's in the playoffs, and you feel you can contribute, and the coach doesn't even look your way, man. As a competitor, that's got to sting. It's got to sting. It's got to sting, man. So I see why Fourier probably lashed out this year. You know what I mean? You remember, listen, I did a short, talking about Fourier. NBIC, when Randall wants to play, seriously? This is who we keep instead of the player who is better fit for the team? Obi makes players better. NBIC, man. I don't know. I think you might have ate your Wheaties before you got on here with me, man. Because you listen, man. You're hitting home runs tonight. You are. And all your points are valid. They're not even like off, and you're right on tonight, man. But this is where you are right. There is a thing called politics in sports. There is. And that's what's going on here. That's what happened with the whole Opie thing. We know that. Same thing with Cam Reddish. We know it's the politics. We know that. So that's what happened with Opie. You know what's funny, guys? I'm going to break it down to you real quick, right? I want you guys to think about this, right? I'm about to drop some gems on you as I sip my tea. If you guys really break it down, right? Let's go back. Obi and IQ were drafted, right? I think Obi came first, then IQ, right? They drafted Obi because they planned on replacing Randall. Randall has an explosive year after that, and then they kind of forget about Obi. So put him in a really precarious situation, right? Because he's super talented, but how is he going to play over a guy who just made All-NBA and is an All-Star? Then you have IQ, who's got all this upside, but then you bring in Brunson, who's connected through the team through the whole CAA and everything, right? So that buries him on the bench. And then Brunson explodes last year. It's just the man. He's on the cover of Slam, everything. I got the shirt upstairs. But IQ's almost up for the sixth man of the year, but he can't get no ring. He can't get no feels or nothing. Pause. Because of Brunson. So I don't think they wanted to move off of Obi. Excuse me. Of course not. But they had no choice. And I think it's the same thing for IQ. They can't move off of him. I mean, excuse me. They got to move off him because they got Brunson now. Yo, Caesar, what's going on, man? Peace, man. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you coming by, my brother. I truly, truly, truly do. Let's go Knicks. So I hope you guys appreciate that breakdown because that's exactly IQ is in the same predicament that Obi was in. But he gives IQ a little bit more burn because IQ's taking advantage of his situation and saying, man, look, I'm getting busy no matter what. I'm shooting my shots. But he's in the same situation. He's in the same situation as Obi was. Caesar says IQ can start at the 2. Absolutely he can. Okay, so someone mentioned it earlier, right? You see IQ's numbers here, right? He only played 28 minutes, right? Look what he did. 7 for 11 from the field, 5 for 7 from 3, and 5 for 6 from the stripe, man. And look at IQ's numbers across the board, right? He had 24 points. He had 6 boards, man. 6 boards. And 4 assists and 1 steal. Those numbers are, come on, man. But here's the issue with that. If we start IQ, what does that do to our bench? Who's going to run the point? We need the same firepower coming off the bench that we give for the first unit. IQ is the firepower for that bench. That's what made us so good last year. When Brunson went out, you relaxed, you have IQ coming in. He's like Vinny the Microwave. If anybody don't know him, you got to know basketball, right? Bad Boy Pistons. He's like the microwave, man. He comes out, he gets busy. Remember, IQ averaged 15 last year, man. 15 off the bench. I think he's going to boost that up this year. I think he's going to be averaging about 17, 18 off the bench. So Atlantic Lion said, he said that puts too many primary ball handlers in the starting lineup. Agreed. Thomas Banksfield start, IQ. Like Atlantic Lion said, he's agreeing with me. Who will be our guy off the bench? To me, IQ is chained up, pit bull, and we ain't letting him free. Yeah, he wants to be free, though, man. He wants to be free. He wants to be free. That's why he didn't take that money. He said, I'm out of here. We need more ball handlers in the season starting lineup. No, we don't. We got 1 point guard, man. That's enough. There's only 1 ball, man. Brunson's so ball dominant with the pill that you can't. Him and IQ would clash, especially with Randall, because Randall, he gets ball crazy too, man. And then RJ wants the pill too. That's too many guys. It's too many guys. Grimes is a perfect mix because he doesn't need the ball. And he doesn't expect the ball and stuff like that. But when he does get it, he tries to knock you down. That's it. That's the guy you need. Tibbs has to learn to stagger his players better. Agreed, Caesar. I'm that Cavs series. Right. or in that Cavs series, I'm sorry. In that Cavs series, we won because our bench, right, was leaps and bounds better than their scrubs on the bench. Agreed. IQ averaged 25 as a starter last year. Yeah, I said that. I said that earlier, Caesar. Said that earlier, man. He averaged 22 last year as a starter. The bench. Why the hell did we sign Dante then? We needed another shooter on that bench to guard opposite IQ. Because remember, Josh Hart is not really a shooter like that, man. He's more of a lunch pail guy. So you need a guy who can knock it down. That was Fourier, but Fourier can't play defense. Dante can. He can lock it in. Pause. And he can shoot it. So that's why he's a good piece to come off the bench. IQ can play off the ball. No, he can. He can play off the ball, but he won't get the shots that he wants, Thomas Banks. On that second unit, he could do him. He could do him. That's like his own starting lineup. That he could do him. He's the top dog on that second unit. Everything runs through him. NBIC, Brunson needs to be a playmaker. No, he doesn't. NBIC, he needs to be exactly who he is. This is a new age NBA. He needs to be doing exactly what he does for what the Knicks like to do. He does not need to take his foot off the gas. He needs to be him. Because if he's not him, we ain't going nowhere. IQ started perfectly with JB last year when RJ was hurt. Yeah, but that hurt our bench, see? That hurt our bench. Supposedly Dante is a ball handler as well. I know, but not like IQ. Not like IQ. Josh Hart was pissing me off the way he was hesitant when launching the pill. I feel that every time Josh hits a shot, momentum shifts. He does. You absolutely. You know why he's like that, man? Because he's more of a slasher, man. Like you know, what I mean, his game is not meant for that. Now he can knock the shots down, but he's not. That's not his game. He's like a lunch pill guy. He likes to rebound, penetrate. Right. That's who he was. That's who he was at Villanova. He was like that in high school, too. He's a D.C. guy. He's from D.C. He was like that in high school, too. IQ is a better complement to JB and Drew in the lineup. He's much more assertive than Grimes. Agreed. But, Caesar, we don't need anybody to be assertive. Like, we already got assertive guys. We got RJ, who needs the rock. Like you saw him last night. He wants the rock, and he's going. He's attacking. Brunson wants to get hits, and Randall wants to get hits. You can't have another guy there. There's only one ball that is very similar to those guys. You don't. You have to have another guy that's willing to take the back seat, play defense, and knock down jumpers. That ain't IQ, man. He want the pill in his hand, and he want to attack. He's like Iverson. He's the same type of player. With JB and IQ, it was more ball moving and they played quicker. Right. They did, but it took away shots from Randall. They don't want that. And neither does Randall. Randall needs a lot of touches, man. You know what I mean? So with IQ in there and Brunson, that's going to take the ball out of his hands. And if you notice, too, when that happened, RJ was on the bench. RJ wasn't playing. So RJ's going to need touches too. So it's only one ball, man. So that's why all those guys can't work together. NBIC, we won't win with him being ball dominant, especially with IQ, RJ, and Randall being the same way. Look at that. NBIC, man. Look at that. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Look. He's being positive. Caesar, IQ plays both off and on the ball. No, Caesar, he does. I mean, come on, man. He does it all. But what I'm saying is the way he likes to play, he's a downhill type of player, man. Okay. Let me tell you why it won't work. Him and Brunson, excuse me. Him and Brunson are the same guy. They're the same player. So they're going to clash. in regards to who gets the ball, who wants, IQ wants to bring the ball up and get through him. Remember last year, guys. Okay, let's go back. Remember last year when the Knicks, before they made that change in the lineup, IQ's peoples were complaining, right, to Leon, that IQ wasn't getting enough playing time. And he felt back then, before he was in talks of being a six-man-a-year guy, he felt then he was a starter. He didn't feel like he was a coming off the bench type of guy. He believes in himself. So that's why I think it's going to be hard for the Knicks to keep him, because IQ feels like he should be starting, man. He feels like he should be the guy. He doesn't feel like he should be next to Brunson. He feels like he should be Brunson. He should be the man. That's why they would clash, because IQ doesn't defer to him. IQ feels like he's just as good as him, but he just doesn't get the opportunities. They're two different dudes. They're two lions. That can't happen. It would clash. That's one of the reasons why I think IQ is leaving. I don't think he stays. The Knicks aren't going to be willing to. And I heard that when they did the numbers, right? When they did the numbers, as far as fix this a bit. When they did the numbers, as far as what IQ wanted and what the Knicks were willing to pay, I heard they were way off. Heard it was like a huge gap, man. Heard the Knicks wanted was somewhere in between 16 and 20. And IQ, I heard him and his people, they wanted something more than that, man. So the Knicks ain't gonna be willing. If a team is gonna play him 25, the Knicks ain't gonna go there. And it's okay, because IQ wants to go anyway, man. He wants to start, man. He wants to be the guy. He believes he's the guy. And I think he is too. I do. I really, really do. What I saw last night, I saw a dude that's like, yo, man, I'm about to get paid after this season. He's doing an Aaron Judge. That's what he's doing. He's betting on himself. Okay, Caesar said, Randall getting a lot of touches is not necessarily the best thing for us. Yes and no. Here's the thing, man. Randall, he's a complicated player. But one thing you can't do is you can't take the ball out of his hands. You got to let him do him. You got to let him get busy. When he wakes up and he starts playing hard, starts getting rebounds and a double-double guy averaging 25 and 10, the Knicks, we're winning games. We are. So that's why he's got to have all access to as many touches as he wants, because he produces at a high clip. But that's when he's locked in, man. Pause. But that's the thing. IQ is offensively more versatile than Grimes, right? Plus JB can play off the ball as well. Yeah, but he's not. JB's not going to play off the ball. Caesar. He's not. They paid him too much money. They paid him to be the point guard of the Knicks, not to play off the ball. He could do it in moments, in parts of the game, but not to start off the game. That's no. He needs the rock in his hands, and he proved it last year. NBIC, this is exactly why the team's a mess. Caesar, IQ is leaving, but it's more because the front office wants to move him more than he wants to go. I think Caesar, I think he wants to go. I think he sees the writing on the wall. I think he understands who Brunson is, and I think that he wants to start, man. He wants to start, and he wants to be the guy. He wants to have a team that's his. He wants to be the guy, man. He wants to be what Brunson is to a team. And he realized that here with the Knicks, he can't do that. If he wanted to stay here, I think he would have took the money. You know what I mean? He would have took the, I heard it was in between $15 and $20 million. I think he would have taken that. But he wants more money, and he wants to kind of have a bigger role. Remember, he complained about it last year. He did. Agreed. IQ wants to start. He does, man. He does. That's what his people were complaining about last year. Okay. If we are trading for a superstar, that team is going to want IQ. That's why we haven't extended him. You know what? Atlantic Line, that's a great point, man, because, I don't think he finishes out the season with us. I think we trade him at the deadline, and I think because we know that he's leaving. So because he's leaving, and instead of him leaving for free, and we don't get nothing back for him, I see us moving off of him during the trade deadline. I don't see us keeping him for the rest of the season. If the Knicks can get something for him, if it's understood, like I'm out of here, and if the Knicks kind of see what teams are willing to offer him, because guys talk, right? They know what the value is of him, and if his value is going up based on his play, I can see them by the trade deadline making a move to trade him someplace to make sure they get back something for him. Thomas Banks, JB played with Luka, so he can play off the ball also. Yeah, man, but that's not the same. That's not the same. He was able to do that because of who Luka is. Luka's a ball dominant guy. He wants to be a point forward. In New York, he could be what he wants to be. They gave him the keys to the car, man. They said, you get the ball in your hand, you be the man. Because of what he did last year, Thomas, he's not going to fall back to that. He's just not. And he's proven that, he's got more to show, right? He's proven that he could be an all-star this year. So there's no way he's going to take a back seat or play off ball. No. He wants the pill in his hands all the time. Caesar says, I loved you, but he has low ball. Right. IQ play. No, I agree. His IQ's super low. Can't have the ball in his hands too much. No, I agree. You can't, but because of his production and because he plays a lot of minutes, he's got to. Do we want to win games or become championship contenders? I think it's both, NBIC. I think it's both. Caesar, the offer they had on the table was an insult. They basically forced him not to sign. Well, they can't afford him, man. They can't afford him. Caesar, especially for what his production value is. You see what McDaniels got, right? He got 136. You see what the other guy from San Antonio got for sales? I think he got another top number too. I think he's in 100 million too. And I understand, it's levels to this, right? So I understand those guys are defensive guys. They're wings. They could score. They're big. I understand that, but IQ is a different beast, man. Someone's going to give him 25 and up, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, especially after he plays well this year. If he does what he did last night, someone's going to pay him top dollar to be their starting point guard. Ellen Lyon, just thinking about it. IQ and Wemby on the Spurs would be so nasty. Modern day Kobe. Yeah, man, right? Yeah, that would be. And here's the thing, too. Well, Pop down there, Pop would love IQ because he plays defense. He gets it in defensively from baseline to baseline. And he can score. And he's a smart basketball player. That's the perfect location for him. And they wouldn't have a problem paying him. How many more players will we have to lose due to Leon and his stupid politics? Nothing is panning out. And it was projected to be. What is the purpose of getting a superstar without having a team? NBIC, man, He ate his Wheaties today, everybody. He's ready to go. He's charged up. He's ready. He done drink the Celsius, Red Bull, all that, and he's letting off shots towards the Knicks. But he's not wrong. He's on point tonight. Caesar, they definitely want to trade him by the deadline, which is why they lowballed him. If he had signed, he'd have to stay all season. Yeah, not just all season, just for the foreseeable future. But understand this, Caesar, too. Remember this, right? They're gonna have to re-up with Brunson, man, and Brunson's gonna want a lot of money. Okay, he's not gonna want, what is he getting, $20 million? What they give him, $100 million, right? $100 million flat. I think they give Brunson, right? He's going to want the bag. So they got to be prepared to pay him that. And I don't know if they're willing to go 25 for IQ, knowing that they're going to have to pay Brunson. right? And Brunson's going to probably like hold out or something like that, right? So, you don't want to have to do with that, especially what Brunson is. So I do think he's leaving. I think they're going to trade him. And I think they're going to trade him for a star. Maybe like Embiid or something like that. I don't know. Good. Sorry, man. T is slamming, man. I'm sorry. Okay, Caesar. No one is saying that JB has to have a backseat to IQ, but Key and IQ can be the floor together and get it done. No, they can't. Caesar, they can't. They cannot. Both of those guys are two ball dominant. Both of those players, right, are at their best when they have the ball in their hands. They're too much alike. You'll be taken away from one's production if that's why now they can do it in spurts, but they cannot do it as starters. That's gonna take away production for either one of those guys. And none of them guys are willing to kind of take a back seat. Like, they're just not. They're alpha competitors, man. And Brunson, what he did last year, come on, man. There's no way. This is why he came to New York, to do what he did last year. IQ is going to Philly to play with Maxey. Ooh, that would be nice. Kentucky all over again. Remember they play just like each other. They're the Kentucky boys. Remember they was there with Calipari. No chance, Thomas here, right? Boy, Thomas said, watch he going to Philly. The problem is that Leon is fixated. Ron has his so-called star trade. And for who? Cat? I don't want Cat. Everybody stop saying Cat. I do not want Cat. There's no way. He's like Randall 2.0. I do not want him. And B, come on, B. Yeah, word up. Wait until you get a load of my podcast. This is the calm before the storm. Here we go. Here we go, everybody. He's going to be dropping atom bombs on everybody. Thomas Banks said he's going to Philly. On his so-called star trade, Caesar said. He will be in the Embiid trade. I can see that happening, Banks. I can see that. Elaine Lyon, this is my dream at the deadline. The Warriors are not performing. Klay Thompson has been talking about leaving in the up-and-coming free agency. The Warriors aren't going to lose him for nothing. Get Klay. Ooh. Atlantic Lion, man. Klay would be deadly with the Knicks. He would be deadly with the Knicks. You put Grimes on the bench. You put Klay next to Brunson. Oh man. All right, Atlantic Lion, you got me thinking. You got me focused. Who are we giving up? Klay provides three-point shooting on an elite level, strong defensive veteran presence, who knows how to win, a mentor for Grimes, who has a similar play style. Klay is too old and too expensive. Caesar, so is Embiid. But who do you give up for Klay? Let's see what Atlantic Lion says. As he does that, let's take a look at the schedule here coming up. Klay's defense has fallen over the years. Listen, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Caesar. It doesn't matter. That boy is one half of the Splash Brothers, man. No one wants Embiid here, bro. Yeah, you know what? I'm not too crazy about Embiid coming. I'm really not. Like, a lot of people, I'm just not. I don't know if he would be a good fit here. And then for all that they're asking for him, I'm not willing to do that. Like, that's just too much. It'd be different if he was 25. He's not. He's 30. He's always injured. Like, I can't. Okay, Atlantic Lion says, I'm going to die on the hill. RJ Barrett. There are too many ball handlers on the starting lineup. Ooh, so you giving him RJ? RJ, 48 and picks. Banks said. For Clay? See what you got me doing, right? Let's do it. Let's do it. If we can get the Splash Brother, let me take a look here. Let's take a look and see how old he is. How old is the Splash Brother? He's 33, man. I don't know, man. He's 10 years older than RJ. He's 33, going to be 34. I don't know if I do that now. I don't know if I do that now. I don't know. I don't know if I do that now. Because here's the reason why I'm not sure if I do that. The reason why I don't do it is because if we get him, Atlantic Line, because I love it. You got me thinking. If we do that, we got to be in a win now process. Like, a good place for him to go would be like Milwaukee. Or a good place for him to go would be like Boston. Like, people that are ready to win now. The Knicks aren't ready to win now. We're like close. But we need another year or two, right? He needs to go there. He's got a lot of mileage on him. Very expensive. I don't know if I'm willing to give up on my young star that's 10 years younger. RJ's 10 years, 23 years old. For an aging star who's super expensive, 2 years removed from a torn ACL and a torn Achilles. Yeah, I don't know how much he has left in the tank. Now, if it was at a good price, I would say let's do it. Because I would say let's squeeze a good 2 years out of him. No, 2 years that he has left. But I just can't do that. I didn't know he was that old. I'll be honest with you. I thought he was at least 30. He's 33, going to be 34, man. That's big. That's big in the NBA. You know what I mean? He's borderline about to retire. You know what I'm saying? I give him another year or two. What's he going to be, 35? 2 years, 30, because he's gonna be 34 in February. So he's right around the corner. We're in November, so 2 more months, 3 more months, he's gonna be 34. He's older than Randall. Yeah, I can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Banks said, then you sign IQ. It's not about, you know what, Banks? It's not about signing IQ. It's not about IQ. I don't think IQ wants to be here anymore, man. I think he realized, like, it is what it is. Brunson's here. Brunson's the guy. And I want to go someplace and I want to be the guy. And build something myself. Especially with Obi being going, I was this guy. Obi was his boy, man. If he knew him and Obi was going to be here, and they was going to be rocking together, and they was going to be starting, and alley-oops, and windmills, and all that other stuff, and it was going to be their show, he would stay, he'd lock it in. But, nah, he sees the writing on the wall. Brunson's the guy. Brunson's not going anywhere. So he's like, nah, I got to go, man. I got to go. I got to bounce, man. I got to bounce and get busy someplace else, man, because, this is his show. You know what I mean? I got to go someplace and, do me. And I think that's what this is. This feels very much like back in the day, Mark Jackson and Rod Strickland. It feels very much like that. Rod was like, I got to go, man. Even though Rod's in New York City, you know what I mean? Through and through, just like Mark Jackson. It's the same guard, man. The same ball-dominant guys. And Rod had to go. Okay. So Caesar says the sad thing is if the players you're looking to trade for aren't CAA, you can't get for, and you can forget it now. Yeah, this CAA mafia thing is crazy, right? CAA, man, they got joints on smash. That's why this Embiid talk is crazy, because he's a CAA guy, and that's why you got to be careful with that, man. Killer Dogs, what's going on, man? Everybody, also, too, please, if you can, guys, please hit that like button. Please, if you haven't done so, please do so. Hit that like button, man. Please. CAA got it on smash. And that's why they really pushing for Embiid. He's a CAA guy, and that's where he wants to be. He wants to be with Leon, and Leon's got ties to that. So I think that's, that's where the real push for Embiid is. Okay, so Atlantic Line says the Knicks' average age is around 25, 26. We need a vet presence, brother. Listen, you're on point with that. I agree with that, but at the right price. He's getting a hefty dollar, man. Let me see, what's he getting, man? Okay. Clay is getting 5 years, $189 million. Boss, we come on, man. We can't do it, man. That's too much bread, man. It's got to be at a good price. It's got to be with an aging star like that. Bang said, yeah, Tibbs will kill him. He too old. Yo, he would. Tibbs would be out of control with that dude, man. Atlantic Line says, I don't want to see IQ go, man. He got me jumping on my chair every time. Yo, of course, man. I love IQ, man. He be skipping like Skip to my Lou. He's New York City through and through, man. Even though he's from Miami. I mean, not Miami. He's from Maryland. Right there next to, Josh Hart. They from the DMV. Like, he's still New York City, man. He got that swag with him. He do. But he want to spread his wings, man. Just like Obi. You think, okay, guys, him and Obi are tight. They real tight. You think him and Obi didn't have these talks? You think him and Obi didn't have these talks about, yo, man, I want to do me, man. I want to do me. These dudes just holding me back. Wow. Think of the conversations they probably had over dinner. Or they at each other's crib playing PlayStation, right? Think about it. Think about the conversations they're having. I could just tell you that probably in the conversation they probably said, "Yo, B, first chance I get, someone want to give me the bag, I'm gone." Cause you already know the writing on the wall. They love Randall. Randall ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. They got Brunson too. It's just a wrap. This is the conversation they having, man. They probably talking to each other, probably saying word up, word up. They're like, no, I'm just thinking they dudes, man, and they tight, and they the young boys on the team. But they the young boys getting busy. They getting busy, man. So they probably be saying, excuse my language, they probably say, man, fuck that, man. I'm out, man. I'm going to get my bag. I'm going to go someplace and get busy and show them what I could do. That blow up that Fred Katz put out with Obi screaming at Tibbs after the Miami playoff game, that didn't sound like a guy that's upset. That sounded like a guy that's like extremely pissed off, like and tired of the dynamic. Like he's just tired of it. Obi seemed like a chill dude, man. Why? Like that don't even seem like Obi. Spazzing out on Tibbs like that behind the scenes. Dudes had to hold him back. Brunson's dad and all that stuff. You could imagine the stuff that was being said that they ain't even talk about. Dudes was probably ready to come to blows in the locker room, man. Allegedly. I'm just saying. These are the things that happen when people are tired, man. They're like, man, I'm off this, man. I'm out of here. It was brewing. How they let Obi walk for nothing, man? They gave him a second round. How that, man? Why you in package him and IQ? Since you knew you wasn't going to really sign IQ. IQ, Fourier, I don't know, picks for somebody. Why you ain't do that? Because they knew they had to get rid of him. And they knew and that was, and remember too, man, a lot of people like Obi in the organization, man. He was very well liked. So they did a favor for him, man. They did a favor. They took a low ball deal for him, man, just to let him go someplace where he could shine. That was like a gift to him. And they put him in a perfect situation for him to flourish. And I think that's what's going to happen with IQ. Caesar says they running IQ out of town. Man. I don't think they're running him out of town, man. I just think, yo, man, guys want to spread their wings, man. These dudes feel like, like they got a lot of game to show. And when they brought Brunson in, that was the writing on the wall. But what happened to Randall wasn't supposed to happen. That's why they drafted Obi. Then he decided, I want to play this year, and finally woke up and played to his potential. Because, Randall's an uber talented guy, man. He is. Listen, man, I play ball. Listen, the dude is nice. He ain't no bum. Problem is, he sometimes is just not mentally there, man. And that's where he struggles. Atlantic Lion said facts. Yeah, absolutely, man. Caesar says, I need William Wesley to pound the table to keep IQ like he did to draft him. Nah, agreed. But Wesley, remember World Wide West, that he loved Obi too. And he played a part in Obi going to Indiana, man. So I think he's going to do the same thing for IQ, man. Those are his guys, man. Those are his guys. Killer Dog said, F around and team up with Maxie and go crazy. I know Maxie's his boy, too. That's his people's. Nah, Caesar, it was bigger than the game, man. It was just, come on, man. Listen, man. These guys want to show their talent, man. They understand, they want an opportunity to show what they could do. They want to. You know what I mean? They want to show what they could do. And, if they don't give that chance, and guys are yanking them when they make mistakes, but let this dude go crazy and just be doing nonsense like Randall does sometimes, guys get frustrated, man. Guys get frustrated, and they feel like, it's a double standard. You know what I mean? Front office is the worst. Agreed. Killer Dogs, you said now he doesn't have any comp. He might regress. Who is that we're speaking about? Speaking about Obi? Like, who you talking about? Trying to see who you might mean when you say that. So Obi shines and the team suffers. That makes no sense at all. All of this for a coach that is only good for the regular season. This dude is dribbling with Similac. NBIC is on fire tonight, people. Let me get a 5 stars for NBIC. Everybody just put 5 stars up there. NBIC is on fire tonight. He's on fire. He's been waiting for LV to go live to just blast off on tips. Five stars. Killer Dogs, you said Randall. Agreed. You know what's funny? I mentioned that earlier. Randall doesn't have somebody breathing down his neck. Right? Obi was. He knew this city wanted Obi. He knew that. He heard the chants. Especially when Obi would do the East Bay, yo, the crowd would go bananas. Bananas when Obi would be up in there. He heard him. Obi. Fat Joe put Obi in the rap song. Obi's from Brooklyn. Obi up in there in the hood getting chopped cheese the Aki way. Obi's New York City, man. He up in Dykeman chilling. This is hood. So Obi from, man. So he felt it. Nah, Killer Dogs, you're right. He felt it. He felt the heat. He knew what time it was. He knew who this city wanted to see. So now he's chilling. So I want to see if Randall is still motivated by that. You know what I mean? I like for real. I want to see that because last night I saw a guy that just going through the motions, man. Can't be our all-star doing that. But see, if he knew Obi was out there and Obi was doing his thing, he knew like, yo, I gotta step it up, man, because Obi ain't gonna come out. And then if Obi go baseline and do one of them, yakas, and the crowd go bananas, Obi ain't sitting down. Tibbs was like, yo, man, what you want me to do, Randall? You have an off night. Randall knew he couldn't deal with that. He couldn't. So I can see the regression. So that's a good point, Killer Dogs. It's a good point. I can see that. All right, guys. So real quick, all right. Segue to this, right? So look at the schedule here. So we have Boston first, right? Number 2, you see right there, we got the Hawks. We got the Pelicans coming up, right? We got Zion. Zion going to be flexing. Then we got the Cavs back to back. At Cleveland and at home. Then the Juggernaut, right? We got the Bucks and we got the Clippers. I see the Knicks winning Friday. Against the Pelicans is a dangerous game. Zion is he's different, man. He puts so much pressure on you, man. You saw him the other night? Did the windmill dunk. Then he runs back. Then they throw him the oop. Then he bangs it on. What's the dude's name? Big man. Jaren Jackson's neck. He's just. Oh man! Listen, when he stopped eating the cheeseburgers, right now he's not eating cheeseburgers no more. He's drinking muscle milk again. He's back to the muscle milk. He's off the Wendy's. Now he's back to Zion. He's flexing. He's looking like, oh man. So the Pelicans are going to be tough. I think the Cavs, we got their number. If Randall comes to play, once again, if he comes to play, there's nobody that could check Randall. You saw what he did last year to Mobley. He was with a bad ankle. He was bullying that boy, man. He made him look like chopped cheese. He just was bullying him. Put him in the blender. So I think we got the Cavs in both games. At Cleveland, I think we lose. At the Garden, we win. The Bucks, we have nobody for the Greek Freak. Nobody. Once again, we have nobody for the Greek Freak. And the Clippers, I think we can win. Excuse me. Okay, so Atlantic Line says 4-3 to start the season. Ooh. Okay, I'm not mad at that. Yeah, Dame Dollar does his thing. MBIC. But so does Brunson. Brunson gives him problems, man. Brunson gives him problems. He gave him problems when he was with Dallas. He gives him problems, man. Brunson's a tough check, man. You got to play D. And they have nobody for him over there. Nobody. The guy that they had for him is in Boston. But the Bucks are tough because of the Greek Freak. But where we can get the Bucks, where we can sneak up on them and get them, is our bench unit, our second unit. That's where we can get them. One thing we haven't talked about, one thing we haven't mentioned. What say you guys about Donovan Mitchell? Ooh. What say you about Spider Mitchell? Is he coming to the Garden? He says he wants to come home. He's not signing. He didn't sign, I don't think. Did he sign? Or he didn't sign? I don't think he signed the extension with Cleveland. Spider wants to come home. The Spider wants to come to the Garden. He's going to get here whether he swims here. He wants to come. He wants to be in the Garden. What say you? What are we doing about the Spider? Okay, 10 hours ago on the Bleach Report, Spider Mitchell is not expected to sign the extension with the Cavs. Is the Spider coming to the Garden? Atlantic Line said, I said this in a comment a while back. D. Mitchell is inevitable here. NBIC's, he doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to hear it, people. He says, stop with the Mitchell talk. No bueno. Anybody know Spanish? I did good in Spanish. It means no good. No good. Párate. That means stop it. How much smaller will we get? And you thought Fourier was bad on D? Shaking my head. Okay. For everybody in here that said we can put IQ with Brunson, how do you feel about Spider with Brunson? In the backcourt, Spider Mitchell with Brunson. Thomas Banks said guard and bound. Are we doing a Spider Mitchell trade? I'll throw it out there. Are we doing a Spider Mitchell trade? If they know, they said he's not expected to sign an extension. He's not signing. He wants to come home. Are we doing the Spider Mitchell trade? Believe it or not, if we had Donovan last season, we're making the finals. Ooh. Atlantic Lion, yo, he's letting off. He's another one. I want you guys to rate that. Atlantic Lion, is that a 5-star or a 2-star? 5-star being you believe in it. You agree with what he's saying. 2-star means you think he's bugging out. He said if we had Spider Mitchell last year, we were going to the finals. Thomas Baker, IQ is a better defender than Spider. He is. He is. But you know what Spider is, though? You ready? Spider's a star, man. He's a star. He's an elite of the elite scorers. He's different, man. And he can get a bucket. He can get a bucket when you need a bucket. He can get a bucket. A Spider. Spider and Brunson are both horrible defenders. I agree with that. That's why we have Grimes, Dante, and Mitch in the paint. It's a good point. NBIC said Atlantic Lions and Never Neverland. NBIC, I'm going to have to disagree with you there. You've been on fire today. That's why everybody gave you 5 stars earlier. You on fire. This one, I think you're way off. He's not in Never Neverland. He's got a great point. Okay, guys, could we have used Spider? Could we have used him in that Miami series? Could we have used him to go with Brunson? Brunson was getting his. He was cooking whoever was on him. Butler had to guard him. But if you got Spider next to you, and he can get his shot whenever he wants, however he wants. Thomas Banks said it. See, come on. We beat Miami with Spider. You got that right. And we beat Boston. That's it. I said it. Atlantic Lion, you on it. We would be in the finals with Spider last year. I said it. We would be in the finals with Spider last year. Yeah. Atlantic Lion said, I'm optimistic, ladies and gentlemen. I'm optimistic too. But I like to call a thing, man. You got to call matchups. Spider is that type of player, man. He is. He is. Now, the problem is, you don't want to give up the whole farm for him. You just don't. Just like you don't want to give up the whole farm for Embiid. But if you were able to get him for a solid price, not a good price, above good, solid, like IQ, Fourier, Grimes, picks, And see, if the Knicks were smart, they could have put Obi in that deal. Maybe Killer Dog said maybe because the Celtics had no answer for him. They didn't. We can't ignore the fact that Utah was a first and second a few years ago with Spider and Conley in the backcourt. That's right. Everybody, listen. I'm sorry. Listen, guys. Listen, you gotta give Atlanta Lion five stars, man. You gotta give him 5 stars. He's rocking right now. He rocking. He letting them off. We match up well with Boston. Now imagine us with Spider against Boston. Imagine. Let guys give him the 5 stars right now. Imagine last night. Here's the lineup: Brunson, Spider, RJ, Randall, Mitch. Thomas Banks said, how do you guard them both? I know, man. I know, right? NBIC, too many obstacles to overcome. Randall, ass coach. Whoa, this is G-rated. A coach. We aren't winning with the A coach. Stop it. He doesn't like tips, people. All right? He does not like tips. Let's keep it G-rated. NBIC, please, sir. This is how much he doesn't like tips. He's losing it. He's just letting them let off. He's letting the A's go. Just don't put no F's up there and no D's. No, But NBIC's losing it. He's upset. He hates tips. He does not like tips. He wants tips to go. Thomas Banks, that's why we are trading for Embiid and signing Spider. Ooh, no. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. NBIC, listen, guys. You gotta give him. He said ASS is short for assistant coach. Listen to that, guys. He's a genius. You listen, guys. Everybody, once again, give him a thumbs up, okay? Give him a thumbs up for that. That was genius, sir. That was genius. I gotta tip my hat on that. Very well played, sir. Very well played. Yeah, Dame Dollar is that. He is that guy. He is that guy. But listen, people, look, that's my show. I'm going to get out of here. I will be back live again after the game, Friday night, so be ready. We're going to be rocking and rolling, man. All right? This is our schedule. Take a look at it. 4-3, some people say. I like 4-3. I like that. That's solid. 4-3. 4-3. I can see that going. 4-3. All right, but I appreciate you guys coming by and stopping with chopping it up with your boy, man. This is what I love to do. We are back and rolling. Knicks are back. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Let's keep it rolling. Let's think about what we're gonna do tomorrow, because I think Randall's gonna play big. I think Randall's gonna get 30 and 10 for Randall tomorrow. 30 and 10 for Randall tomorrow. He does well against the Hawks. All right, but I appreciate you guys coming by. It's the LV Live Show. And I'm out of here, people. Peace. Let's go Knicks.